Good day and welcome to another segment of In the Spotlight. I'm Superintendent Michael Richard, and today I'm very pleased to be joined by three senior members of the West Springfield High School Mathletes team. I'm joined by Alexis Romero, Ben Thatcher, and Marley Gonsalves. Welcome to the show. We're going to get this going really easy for you guys, okay, so we can get you warmed up and comfortable. Why don't you tell the audience at home a little bit about yourself? They know that you're a senior, but tell us what you like to do maybe outside of school, and then maybe what your plans are after West Springfield High School. And Alexis, why don't you start?
Well, I actually I don't do math much as a pastime or anything. I just really like to keep up my math skills. I actually like to write stories. I like to draw. And I'm into art, really.
So you're covering a lot of things while you're here at the high school and outside of school. What do you think you might want to do after West Springfield High School?
After, I kind of want to get into a career in graphic design.
Graphic design, very good. All right, so we're gonna find some ways to incorporate the art of math into your graphics. Very cool. Ben, how about you?
Yeah, I pretty much like doing anything like engineering related, mostly like computer science and electrical, things like that.
Okay. And how about after West Springfield High School?
Definitely a college, probably maybe getting a master's degree, so something like that.
So it is college application season.
Yes.
Do you have some out? Are you still thinking about what you might want to do, or are you now in the stage of waiting to hear?
Waiting. It's mostly waiting.
Okay.
But, yeah,
all
it was
right.
a lot of work.
Do you want to share where you've applied?
It's a pretty big list.
Pretty big list? Give me two.
Carnegie Mellon and Cornell.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to wish you best of luck with that. All right, Marley, tell me a little bit about what you like to do.
I like doing math a lot, and I like to do the robotics team.
Okay.
Me and Ben are actually co-captains.
Yes.
And when I graduate, I just I want to stay in the science field, but I'm not sure if I want to go into engineering, like civil engineering or biology.
Okay.
One of those two.
Same thing, college applications out?
Yep.
Okay. Any particular places?
UNH is my top choice.
UNH is your top choice. And Alexis, I didn't ask you, if you're looking to pursue graphic design, do you have some applications out for some post-high school programs?
Not quite. If I wanted to take college classes, I would probably take individual classes just to build on career.
All right, I like that. Keep your options open for sure. All right, so tell me about Mathletes. What's the program like? Who inspired you to maybe to join Mathletes? And how long have you been on the team? And Ben, why don't I start with you?
So in 8th grade, there was the math counts, which is like the level under it, I guess. And that was pretty fun. But the reason I really joined Mathletes, I think, is just because like other people were doing it, and later in the years, less people joined. So I kind of, Miss Foisey kind of convinced me a little bit to do it, and also it gives you extra credit. So
okay.
That's always very
useful.
useful.
That's good motivation
Yes.
for sure. How about you, Marley?
I started with math counts, but I didn't do it all the way through middle school. So I actually started Mathletes in 10th grade.
Okay.
And I think it was just the fact that I enjoyed math and I thought it would be a fun extracurricular.
All right. And Alexis?
So I started math counts in 6th grade, actually, because my brother did math counts and mathletes. So I kind of went with it like the whole way.
All right, so you felt a little bit of family pressure to...
A little bit, yeah. But I do like math, so
All right,
it's a
very
little
good.
bit of my own.
Very good. So the competition season is, 4 or 5 months long, right? Starts in October, I think, and runs through February. How's the season been going? All right, and maybe who's the toughest competition, Marley?
We've been doing pretty good this season because we always place when we have our meets. There's usually 15-ish teams.
Yeah, something.
We usually get 7th maybe, which may not seem super great, but out of 15, you're still placing
7th or 6th.
7th or 6th. So we usually do pretty good. And our biggest competitors are probably the private schools.
Yes,
They're
and the
usually,
charter schools,
yeah,
things like that.
they usually have like a lot more experience with because we only meet once a week. But they have a lot more like practice with the problems.
Okay, all right. So what could we do maybe to build up participation in the team? Sell Mathletes to some of the audience at home, and maybe some students who might be watching this. What kinds of things do you guys do that might be enticing to somebody who doesn't know much about the program, and how they can build their math skills and participate in a great team environment? And any one of you, Alexis, go ahead.
Well, I think Mathletes really helps you think in a more mathematical way, if that makes sense. it helps you practice addressing problems. So like even if you have trouble with math, it might help a little bit with that. Or if you just like doing math, it can prove a nice challenge for that if you want to put your skills to the test in a meet.
Let me ask you a question, Ben. Are these traditional math problems that you guys are working on? What does a competition look like so that the audience at home understands what you guys are doing when you get together?
So they're not, I wouldn't say they're too out of the ordinary, but they're pretty difficult typically. But the real challenge is that it's 10 minutes. Each round is 10 minutes with 3 questions. So if you only have 3 questions, it's not a lot of time to work on it, but I don't know. It's just they're pretty difficult, and the time definitely makes it more difficult, I would say.
And when you're solving these problems, do you need to show your work, if you would, or is this you just need to get the right answer?
Yeah.
Right.
Just the right answer.
All right. So could you take a picture of the problem with photo math and say, "Here we go, we got this"? That's a joke.
They'd probably notice. I feel
That's a
like.
joke. So what do you do to prepare when you're working with Mrs. Foisey? You said once a week. You've got practice after school, I'm guessing. And what do you guys do when you get together?
We usually so each match is 6 rounds, so with 3 problems each. So when we meet with Ms. Foisey, she gives us an old packet, like with all the 6 rounds from a previous meet. And we usually just go through all those problems, and we work on them over the week. And then on Mondays when we meet, we just go over the problems. We talk about if we haven't had any difficulties with any of them. And if there's anything really new or unusual, she usually just goes over it, or she has Mr. Hansberry come and help us. He helped us with matrices because they were very confusing. So we just kind of learn more about math.
Okay. Does the final competition look any different? So in February at the end of the season, does that format take a different form, or no?
It's structured the same way as the other ones.
Okay. All right. So you get excited for that because it's right around the corner, right?
I don't know if we're excited
I don't know.
for the final, but I think we're all excited to go to another meet.
Yeah.
All right.
They're pretty fun.
So let's talk about what math classes you're enrolled in now, and maybe how those set yourselves up well for success on the team. So Ben, I'll start with you. What are you taking for math now?
So I'm doing calculus AP calculus
AP calculus.
So
Yep.
yeah, same as Marley, and it's useful, but they don't actually have a calculus round. They only go up to pre-calculus.
All right.
So the 6 rounds, I wouldn't honestly say one is harder than the other. It's just about knowing the stuff. The skills are kind of similar, but yeah, there's no calculus round. So I think the things we're learning in calculus, we started more about like the critical thinking a little bit, so that helps out, I think, a little bit.
All right. Alexis, what math are you taking?
I'm in probably stats right now.
All right, good. So that would have been more my speed. Calculus would have been a little bit beyond me. Do you think Mathletes is having a positive impact sort of on you as an individual, and certainly on your future plans, whether it's in college or pursuing the arts, whatever it might be? And if so, what do you think contributes to that? Is it the team environment, the collegiality, the problem-solving experience? Marley, what do you think?
I know personally, Mathletes has really shown me that I do actually really enjoy math. I think it's just the exposure to all the different problems and the different ways of thinking, and just because it is just math, but you're thinking in a more critical manner and just problem solving better.
Okay, and I see some nodding heads. It looks like Alexis and Ben are both agreeing with that. Anything you want to add to that?
I think the problem solving and thinking about through the problems, going through the process, keeping my skills kind of sharp, so I can remember rules and everything they might need for math.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I think also it is competitive and it is stressful a little bit, but it's not very. I mean, it's pretty laid back for that matter. So, I mean, if you get 0 points, you still had fun.
Right.
Even if you got everything wrong, it's still the 10-minute round is still pretty exhilarating. So, I think
Very
it's
cool.
fun even if you fail.
Let me ask you a question to sort of go off script a little bit with you guys. When did you discover that you really liked math? Was that at an early age? Was it when you hit high school? You all sort of started doing math counts in middle school, but did you know earlier than that it was a passion and interest for you?
When I was younger, I was still pretty good at math. Like I would help people out, and I would usually understand concepts. I also remember when I was younger, my brother taught me matrices when I was in elementary school. I didn't remember much of it, but I kind of understood it.
Wow.
So that was interesting.
Wow. That's a challenge for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly could not tell you.
No?
Somewhere early, probably, that I
Okay.
liked
All right.
math. I don't know.
I've always been good at math, but I think once I hit high school and I started doing more like higher level
Advanced math.
I realized I really liked it.
All right, good. Well, we're glad that you enjoy it. We know that you're all going to be very successful. We always wrap up these segments with an opportunity for you to nominate somebody to sit where you're sitting today. And some people get really excited about that, some people not so much. But either way, we make sure that we follow through on everybody. So I hope you've had an opportunity to think about who it is or who they are that you might like to nominate to sit here in the spotlight sometime. So I don't know if you need time to discuss, to think about it, or whether you've already come to some understanding.
I'm thinking the band.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. That would be
All right, band. So we've had Mr. Holozowski has been a guest on the show. So not to preclude him from coming back again, but is there anybody else in particular? Is a particular student or section of the band that might be most representative?
I think the drum majors.
All right.
Both the drum majors would be pretty.
It's a student
have.
view.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Awesome. Well, we're going to definitely make that. We'll make that happen.
All right.
It's been a pleasure to be joined by our mathletes, Alexis Romero, Ben Thatcher, and Marley Gonsalves. We wish them the best of luck in the rest of their mathlete season. Thank you for joining us in the Spotlight. Have a great day.